Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm here today with a flip through of the finished Macaria journal, the Augusta Evans Wilson 1924 vintage book. I'm so pleased with how this journal turned out. It's very sweet and yeah, let's jump in and see. So this is a 5 signature journal and I have added this beautiful hand-dyed lace with beads and sequins. This was from a wedding dress and then I dyed it this like very soft pinky kind of color. It's sort of like a champagne pink, and I stitched it onto the cover of the book, so it's definitely not going anywhere. It's been stitched on. You can see a few of the threads there. I've added gold eyelets and this beautiful gold vintage seam binding. You can see some pink lace out the side, lace and ribbon, and there's a bit coming out up the top as well. So let's hop on into this journal. This is just a nice sized smaller journal. So this is, let me just get a quick measurement here, just a little over 7.5 by just a titch over 5 inches. So when we open it on up, what we see is a pocket here. These beautiful end papers here were from 49 and Market, and they're just really pretty. They've got ledger, they've got some pink, and just real fun. So this is an authentic old cabinet card of this beautiful lady. I felt like she could be a depiction of Macaria and Macaria's story. So this is from H.E. Pageant in Toronto, Ontario, and it's just a very old cabinet card. So the themes in this journal are essentially the colors blue, bit of pink. There's a lot of vintage advertising and some sewing related things, little button cards, vintage obviously, and yeah, we'll see as we go. So the first page here, this is a wallpaper pocket made from some really beautiful embossed wallpaper. Hopefully you can see how it shimmers and it's raised. And then I did use a few really beautiful digitals that had lace and some tea staining and some blue that kind of goes throughout the journal. So inside here we have a couple of things. A journal tag that I made from the cover of a Weldon Ladies magazine from 1936. The price in Canada at that time for this magazine was 15 cents. And then we have this little button card here with these blue buttons. Both of these have some fabric. This one is my hand-dyed batik fabric, and then some blue cotton. And so those just pop on in here. Then we have a tea-stained page in the original book plate of Macaria. I added this little blue flower here. And a little quote here on cabbage dyed paper, and her face is lily clear, lily shaped, and dropped in duty to the law of its own beauty. Then on this side we have a pocket that I made from a page of a vintage magazine, and it says, what is the message of the cards? What secrets do they reveal? What good luck do they bring? So this is on a botanical daybook page with the common polypody flower. So this is back when, like, you know, magazines had articles on different things that were sort of targeted to the women of the time, and this one I thought was really interesting because it was like about sort of tarot readings, and you could write into the magazine, and someone from the Weldon's Ladies Journal named Nell St. John Montague, you were to tell her your age, birthday month, whether you were married, engaged, or single, and the color of your eyes, and she would read your destiny as revealed by the magic cards. And then I made this little bit here, like a bookmark or a tiny little journal card, out of some old scrapbook paper from the 1920s. And it says cards and magic, and it has a little metal eyelet there with this bit of ribbon. And those just both pop on in here for the fun. Just fun. And then two different papers. So this is from the daybook, and this has the edges dyed blue. It's some fun writing paper. Then we have some nice blue lace paper from the inked paper art on Etsy. And then this was from actually an Ideals magazine. This beautiful border. I made a pocket out of it, and then I used the larger part of it with these two squirrels here. And there's a like a time, a sand time capsule thing in the middle, an hourglass. That's what it's called. So it's like a little writing booklet, and that just pops in there. And then some fun, weird, tiny ledger paper that I recently found. This is a page from Release the Craftin with these beautiful blues and some gold and this little moth here. And then this page is from a book, and it's just so beautiful. It's from a children's book, and we have like a sparrow sitting on a fountain, and lots of florals, and it just has a really soft painterly feel, and this little tiny girl, I think this was Thumbelina, sitting in the flowers there. And the little blue flower. And this is another lady from the Weldon Ladies Journal. And this quote says, "Rise, woman, rise to the peculiar and best altitudes." And that is a quote from a book that I've been, actually it's from Macaria. That quote is from Macaria. I have a few little quotes in here, they're from Macaria. And then this is the other side of the Release the Craftin page, and that fun tiny ledger again. Another piece of that beautiful border from the Ideals magazine. And this is what was in the center of it. It was this little poem called Do It Now. And I'll read it to you. It's an unknown author, but I thought it was kind of fun. If you have hard work to do, do it now. Today the skies are clear and blue. Tomorrow clouds may come in view. Yesterday is not for you. Do it now. If you have a song to sing, sing it now. Let the tones of gladness ring, clear a song of bird in spring. Let each day some music bring, sing it now. If you have kind words to say them now. Tomorrow may not come your way. Do a kindness while you may. Loved ones will not always stay, say them now. If you have a smile to show it now. Make hearts happy, roses grow. Let the friends around you know the love you have before they go, show it now. So I thought that was kind of nice. And then more of the inked paper art paper, and some lined paper, the common ivy plant from that day book. And on this side I added this beautiful blue floral cabbage dyed paper, and another Macaria quote, "Early morning when the air was delicate with some last starry touch." Then we have a little pocket here. This is the first of the little ads from that old 1936 ladies journal. And this one, complete all-round transformation. It's basically a beauty ad, and it's really, really cool. It talks about different hairstyles and the prices that you would pay for that hairstyle. And then I've added an authentic vintage postcard, and this is this beautiful ship. So on back, it's written out to Ms. Jessie Leslie, Newark, New Jersey. And the postmark is from 1909, and it's just a beautiful postcard. And it is written on, and it's from Winifred and Ralph. They're saying au revoir. So this is an illustration from Macaria. Urging the horse into the thicket, Irene broke as many clusters as she could carry. Page 185 of Macaria. And then this is a little fun die cut of this floral frame, and this is an original image from Macaria inside. And I'll just bring it up for you to see. And then on this side we have this digital, and this was from a magazine. It's just of this like beautiful cotton kind of dress or nightgown hanging in the sunshine on a birch branch. It's just a beautiful color, and I thought it would make a nice little journal card. And on this side we have this lovely silk lace here stitched onto the side of this digital page, and this is an old ad from the 1936 magazine from the June Hair Curler Company. And I love this one because it's has an ear control helmet, slumber chin strap. Like, imagine going to bed with this whole situation on your head. So this is an old piece of paper from a 1920s scrapbook that was originally like an 1890s ledger book. You've probably heard me talk about this book in the past. I'm still using up the amazing ephemera that came from it. You can see how the paper's all kind of finely crackled because it's so old. So that's a journal card there. It's been all stabilized by me, obviously, so it's not, going to fall apart, don't worry. And then this is a little sort of bejeweled set of eyes. Those are from Capilli Imaginarium on Etsy. And some cabbage dyed paper. This is a pocket made from a doily that I avocado dyed and added this old perfume label here. And inside, this is an original Macaria page. I left a few of the book pages in because they're just really nice. And then I made this journal card. I felt like maybe this could be an interesting love interest of Macaria, and maybe she had made this piece of art to kind of like show that he was very magical. He looked as a person to be quite magical to me. I quite love his hair. He reminds me a little of Edgar Allan Poe, and I added some wings to him and a perfume label. The background is on music paper that I've jelly printed. So that just tucks on into this pocket. And over here, this was an old perfume label as well, and I've cut it into a triangle to be like an upper tuck. And then we have this journal card that says Wonderful Place. It has a little collage and some die cuts there. And some more of the lined paper and the Release the Crafting paper. This is a lady from the Ladies' Home Journal, the Wilden's Journal. Avocado dyed paper. And this was just a really interesting children's book page. So we have this lady here who's kind of cutting some holes in a blue curtain that are star-shaped. And then this is the center of the signature. This lady is flashing a light on a globe up against the moon here. And then this side, we have these two kind of scientists here. Well, one's a child and one was a man looking through a telescope, and they're looking at the night, but I added bird heads to them to make them a little more fun. This was from a children's book called Imagine a Night, and it's just a bunch of verses about like imagining a magical night where magical things happen. But I liked the blues and the overall feel and tone of the story. Some avocado dyed paper. This is an original newspaper clipped image from the 1920s scrapbook, and I just stuck it down there. I felt like that could be a part of Macaria's story as well. Maybe it's a picture of her and her sister when they were children. More of the Release the Crafting paper and the dyed lined paper. Then we have this little kind of clustery pocket here. So this was from like an old like ad for a remedy of some kind, Hunt's Remedy. And then you'll see that we've got some of the avocado dyed lace. And then inside we have a blue dyed 2-table tally that's been dyed with cabbage. And then the pocket continues over on this side with this big avocado dyed lace. And we have a blue flower and a little tiny button card on there. And then it is on an original Macaria page. And inside we have a journal card made from an image from Macaria. And it says, he turned round and said hastily, Electra, go to bed. I told you good night 3 hours ago. And that's from page 2 of Macaria. I love her name, Electra. I'm sure this story was kind of a cool one. I didn't read the book, but I love the name Electra. And then some cabbage dyed paper. Then this is from the old 1920s scrapbook that was originally an 1850s ledger. So you'll see here the date is 1858 and 1860. There's some handwriting there. And this horse and this lady had been pasted down. And I just felt like this could be Macaria out with her horse. So that's a pocket. And then in here, maybe this was her doll from childhood. And it said the magic words. And this little cluster here with a blue butterfly. A nice little journal tag. It has some of my hand-dyed parchment on the back. And then this beautiful digital here, I have just used a rusty paper clip. I attached original piece of ephemera here from the Reed Press Limited in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. This was a printing and engraving company, and this is from Monday, August the 13th of 1923. So that's a very lovely old paper. Then I made a pocket with more of that Ideals magazine border here. And this beautiful tag is from Sweet Pea Curiosities on Etsy from her Whimsical collection. And I just really love it. I thought it fit nicely with this theme. And on this side, I've added these sweet little winter birds. These were from a Vintage Ideals magazine. And some of that tiny ledger on the blue paper. A perfume label on a tea-dyed page. Release the Crafton's beautiful paper. And I've added this blue botanical here and some more blue dye line paper. This is a little crystal heart button card, and I've added a flower as well, and it's a pocket to hold on to this. Take a tip from me. It's one of those things about which you can't be too careful. Toilet paper. The brand I use is perfectly safe, antiseptic, soft and strong. It is so thin too that it is an economy. Perhaps you'll guess it's Novio. All the better shops sell it in rolls, packets, and cartons. Do take care. Ask for Novio by name. So this is from the 1934 Weldon Ladies magazine. So this lady was just, calling up one of her girlfriends to talk to her about her toilet paper choice. And then we have some more botanicals from that day book with a little blue butterfly and a flower there. I just put little blue touches throughout this. You'll see these little images. These are actually all from my White Cat journal on Etsy. This is some blue dyed paper. It's cabbage. And then this is this little fine lace. It's blue and white. And then inside we have this little button card, journal card. And it just pops on inside that little pocket. And then this is an image from a vintage children's book of Thumbelina. And a little die cut cabbage dyed paper. And then a little button card, and it's on that beautiful botanical day book. And this is actually an old beer advertisement. And that's a little journal card that tucks in. More lined paper. Then this is a page that I've done kind of a collage-y bits on. So we have this cherry toothpaste old ad, and then I made a bit of a clustered pocket with these blue irises. And this is from the Weldon Journal. Cuckoo calling. The nightingale salutes the night. The cuckoo calls throughout the day. All the air is hawthorn scented. Lilac blooms in lovely May. Lovely May, flowering trees and greenest grass. Buttercup and daisy spangled, where the feet of children pass. And across quiet fields at evening comes a waft of early hay. Fragrant earth is set for summer when the cuckoo calls in May. And then we have this little button card inside, little journal card. More Release the Crafton and tea-dyed papers. And then a little kind of clustery pocket with a little button card. And this has just this pretty piece of stationery that's blue with roses, and it's lined. And it tucks into this little pocket here. And some fun washi tape that came from the other side on this blue ledger. And then this is some tea sprayed paper. And, oops, there we go. I've clipped on to this beautiful digital this this is actually a printed indigo dyed fabric, and it's a card, and I added this lovely gold die cut to it. This is a vintage die cut that I found while thrifting, and that just clips on there. And then onto the next signature, we have this beautiful digital page with some satin ribbon here, and this little pearl button card, and inside is an avocado dyed index card with a butterfly, and this little fun tag with some fabric there. Tea and blue dyed pages, avocado dyed page, and then a little pocket made from that fun Ideals magazine border on a Macaria original page, $3.99. And then this is a little journal card that I made from an Ideals magazine. It's just like those birds you saw a little earlier in the book. And then there's another little fun verse from the book on this page. Oh, pusillanimous heart he comforted, and like a cheerful traveler take the road, singing beside the hedge. So I tried to save a few fun little verses from the book. And then here on this page 400 of Macaria, we have this fun cat upper tuck spot with lace here. So this image was from the 1920s scrapbook, and then I made this little journal card kind of fold up piece from a piece of scrapbook paper, some painted book page from Macaria, this beautiful botanical, and some of the old ledger. You can see some of the writing there, so that just tucks in here. Some cabbage dyed and tea dyed papers with those lovely blue elements. And then on this page, I made 2 different kinds of little envelope from book pages that I decoupaged with this blue hummingbird napkin and added a couple little floral bits. So in both of these, I've made just a cute little, like a little journal card that's folded with a blue element, and the paper is actually from the old, 1800s ledger book, 1850s ledger book. And then in here is another one. This one has a bird. So just this old fun ledger and these little envelopes. And it just makes cute little writing spaces that are tucked inside and hidden away. This blue page is from a flyleaf from a book. This is from an old children's book. This is it was an alphabet storybook from the 1950s. So ink for the letter I, then we have the letter J. I covered this one over because it didn't really meet the theme of the book, so I added this beautiful old image from, this is actually an old church and from an old book, and then we have this journal card inside made from some beautiful botanicals, and then the letter M. And then over here on this flyleaf page, we have this pocket. This is made from some tea-dyed wedding dress that's beaded and sequined, the same as what's on the spine of this book. And behind it is some of my hand-dyed parchment. And then we have this little journal paper inside. And then some tea-dyed paper and cabbage-dyed paper. On this side, on an original Macaria page 413, we have this fun wallpaper pocket. And then inside, just this little tag here, sort of a little journal card. And then on this side, we have a little pocket here. And inside is this journal card that was made from another bit of really beautiful paper from that old scrapbook that I've been working away on. And I included the label that was actually, you can see 2 little holes here. It was actually pinned on with a sewing pin. And it's about the painting by Ingomar, Interior. So it's like French School of 19th century. Yeah, some fun information about the work. Avocado dyed paper, dyed line paper, and then this is the backside of an avocado dyed envelope and a little cigarette card that says Sunny Hours. And then this is a little perfume label here, and then that beautiful digital. And inside, oh, this envelope, I've got it open on both sides so that it's easy to, put things in and out of. So there's a couple things. So one is this beautiful Book of Days, and then the other is this little bridge card. Just some extra fun ephemera and writing space there. So that just pops in like that. And then on this side, we have a little pocket on that beautiful digital with more lace here. And then this is a little file folder that's been avocado dyed, and it's vintage. It was inside like a record album, and I avocado dyed it with drips and added this lovely blue butterfly. So it's just some fun writing space. Tea-dyed paper and this lovely blue ledger again with that little blue flower. And then a little die cut here. Just a beautiful digital page. More botanicals and cabbage dyed paper. This little belly band of this little girl, I actually took out of the 1936 Ladies Weldon Journal, and believe it or not, that's actually Queen Elizabeth when she was a little girl. And it's on this fun plasticky paper that's this bandana print. And then this is also from the old Weldon's Journal. So this is a film star contest result. Judging by the number of entries in this contest, it should be an easy matter as far as looks can tell for Hollywood stars to pick their stand-ins from the readers of Weldon's Ladies Journal. For the last few days, I have been surrounded by photographs, feeling like a veritable film director choosing the cast for his latest and greatest film. Here are my choices. So then the people who won first, second, third prizes are here, and then there were 10 prizes. And so Mrs. Anderson Islington, London, whose daughter resembles Shirley Temple. She won £3. And then Miss J. Speakman, Standish, Lancashire, who resembles Norma Shearer. Miss Treje Gulmi of South Croydon. And then Mrs. Bloomfield Liphook, on a bunch of different names here, all of these winners. And that's from the editor. So they were picking stand-ins for Hollywood stars from the Ladies' Weldon Journal readers. And then over here we have a pocket with another little fun 49 Market journal card, the butterfly, and some tea-dyed paper. And then this is from a very, very old cookbook that actually belonged to my grandmother. I've had it forever. It is falling apart, and I have scanned it all, and I'm keeping many things from it, but this is her dream cake recipe, and it's just on this little piece of pink paper, and it was so cute. I just wanted to include it. And then this is a pocket here made from that bandana paper. And this is from the original, the old scrapbook from the 1920s. And this is Little Red Riding Hood. And on this side I've clipped on this journal card. That's actually Princess Anne when she was a little girl. And it's also from the Weldon Ladies Journal. Some more cabbage dyed paper, some fun floral stenciling, a little pocket here that I made with painted paper, some ledger paper and a butterfly. And then this is a collage tag, and I've added this girl from the Ladies Weldon Journal, her Weldon Ladies Journal. And then some dyed lined paper and ledger, some tea stain paper, and then another fun little collage pocket with this bird. It's on some vintage ledger with these little blue flowers. And this is another journal card from the Weldon's Journal. As an expression of good taste and an impression of luxury, 3-knot stockings will contribute an additional charm to your loveliest evening gown or smartest sports suit. So that's an ad from that book. And then here we are at the back of the book. We have this little pocket here and a couple of fun pieces of original ephemera that are older. So this one's probably the oldest, and there's that back paper. Do we really want the 20s back? And it's this like, basically it's a write-up about nostalgia from the 1900s, the 1920s, and it's actually from Bell Canada. And it's just this old 1972 fun piece of old ephemera. And then this is an old get well message card, a special get well message. These are really fun. Like, they're very raised embossed, and so you can actually fold this whole card out. You can write on the inside, the outside, however you would like. But I just loved this floral, and it's really nicely embossed, and I thought it went really sweetly in this journal. So there we are at the end of Macaria. So hopefully you enjoyed this little flip through of this sweet little journal. If you're seeing this video, the journal will definitely be up in my Etsy shop. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me for this flip through of Macaria. And I hope you have a really great day. Bye for now.